Показва ми, че не иска да стримва на BookMark.
Защо?
LinkedIn BookMark failed.
Как си измисля вече? Hello, I think we should start. Hello, everybody. Welcome to BookMark Presents. Hello. The last episode for this year, in which you can ask anything about LinkedIn. Thank you very much for joining us. It's a pleasure and honor to be the host of this event. Hopefully, you are watching us live on LinkedIn and Facebook and listening to us on in our podcasts on your favorite audio platform. Today, there's a lot of us 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 6 of us. And we are going to share with you some of the hot topics about LinkedIn, questions that we have received so far, and we have prepared our answers to them. But what's best about this series is that you can ask your questions right away. So we don't need to be prepared to answer to them. Just leave a comment under this live that you are watching, or if you're listening to the podcast, you can always send us an email with the question, and we are going to answer it as soon as possible, probably next year. So we are in December, and we all know that this is the month with numerous events. Maybe you are already preparing yours or that of your clients, partners, and maybe you're wondering what's the best way, the best practices about communicating events. We are quite good at that. We do that every day, not only in December. And one of our experts is Teddy, who is going to share with us some tips, tricks, good advice, probably bad practices about communicating events. So, Teddy, share something with us, please.
I'm really happy to join you guys because last couple of times I was not able to join, and I was only listening to you after the podcast has aired on Spotify, which was kind of sad because I love this format of online events that we can talk about things that actually matter. And speaking about things that matter, our agency, we are in our birthday week. This is one more event that we're having at the end of November and in December. This is basically the time when we have the most events probably in the year, because on one point we have a lot of conferences, business conferences, also year round roundups that are quite important for people who want to look back on the industry, the development of the last year, but also want to learn more about what is coming in the next year. Also, we have a lot of charity parties, a lot of things that occupy our mind. So whenever we're having an event, a lot of our partners and my friends in the industry, they're saying, oh, there are so many events and I'm struggling as to how to be able to communicate my event, to tell the people, look, my company is doing something that is very important, or this is an important cause for me, so please come and join us. The great thing about LinkedIn is that we have some tools through communication on LinkedIn, on the professional network, where we basically can target the people's attention and be like, oh, look, this event is for you. It is specifically for you, and um, you should attend. This is the one event you should prioritize. I'm not going to go into detail on event communication. This is actually my passion. This is something that I feel like I talk about all the time. But in preparation for today's live, when we talked about the topics that we want to discuss, I made a little research, and it turns out that it's been quite a while since we've talked about the event communication here. So basically, I'm going to give you some tips. First and foremost is not to disregard LinkedIn events. I know that unlike before, where they had this sort of feed that we were able to use to give more information, now they're more of a static events. Basically, you create it, and then people very often say, well, okay, it's just an event. I can't communicate with people there. That might be true to a certain extent, but you can communicate the event. Basically, you can invite people, but not just you who has created the event, let's say the admin of the page, but also other people from the company. They might invite people that might be interested, your partners, people who they know are valuable, can give valuable input to a discussion in the event. And my advice here is not just to go into your contacts and invite a lot of people just to say, oh, I invited 100 people. No, target people who you know have specific interests, and if you have the time, write them a quick message as well. Message them. Don't just go into the event and click on invite. Message them. Share the event on your personal LinkedIn, just so that people can see that you are really engaged with it. Another thing that I would say is to back the event with communication from the page that represents what the event will be about, what the discussions will be, or what is the cause, the specific reason why you are creating this event. Advertise the speakers. And most importantly, make sure that your event stands out visually. So basically, the visual advertisement, the branding of an event is extremely important, because we more often than not have this sort of a blank field. We keep on scrolling, so basically you want people to stop the scroll. You want to be the one to capture their attention. So you can, for me, do this through designs. And I am extremely happy that today it's not just me who emphasizes on the design part of LinkedIn. As a lot of you might know, I'm actually very passionate about design, about art, as you can see. So I'm very happy that we have today in the discussion someone who is also very passionate about art and classical art, and has actually studied it, and is a big part of our visual branding for our agency, but also for our clients. And this is our one of our designers, Nona Spasova. Welcome. This is your debut here.
Hello, everyone. Do you hear me? Yes. Okay. So, as Teddy mentioned before, it is really important for us to catch the attention of the viewer. So much content everywhere, and you need to pop out with your design. Uh, I would suggest some tips that if you follow, you will boost your quality of the content. And the first thing is use portrait oriented posts. Uh, in this way, um, it takes bigger area of the screen of the viewer, and when they scroll through their phones, the thing that they see is your post. So it's a really good strategy. Then I would suggest for your documents, in order to stand out, that you use particular titles in each slide, or add numbers. That makes the viewer, that makes the slides easier to follow by the viewer, and allows them to follow the topic that you present in the document. Also, another thing that you can use is are arrows or overlapped images that cover two or more slides simultaneously. I mean, they start in the first slide and continue with the second slide. That keeps the storyline alive. Um, I would add something about your profile picture or cover photo. um, it is best that you keep them professional and using the branded elements. Highlight your message. Just bold them if you only use the font. So basically, these are my advice that come up to my mind. So if you have any other questions, you can write in the comments.
Thanks, Non. That was great tips. I know you have a lot more, but let's not share everything on this event. You're not the first, the only one that shows in BookMark Presents for the first time. We have another member from the team who is joining us today. This is our newest bookmarkee, Daria, and she's quite new, but she has already started like a pro. I would say she's actively involved in. I can't count the projects, but she's everywhere. I'm absolutely amazed by her power. And actually, she has an interesting topic to discuss today because we have received some questions about the appropriate content on LinkedIn. Can we use selfies? Is that too casual? Do we need to be only business oriented? Do we need to be boring on LinkedIn? That's a topic that we have spoken about over the years. But selfies is something I think that we haven't commented about, and Daria uh, has made some research on that. Hi, Dari.
Hi everyone. As Didi mentioned, I'm the newest member of the team, so excuse me if I'm a bit nervous. It's my first time joining this kind of format. So she also mentioned it, but we're continuing on talking about visuals on LinkedIn and about content on LinkedIn, and I'll specifically be focusing on selfies. So I'm sure scrolling through our feed, we have each seen, a handsome guy or a very fashionable girl just posing in front of the camera. Honestly, it almost makes you think that you're on Instagram and you're seeing influencers. But I got really interested in the topic because I saw a post for Richard van de Bloem, actually, to start it off, I think currently a lot of people are saying that on LinkedIn, selfies are losing their charm. They were just a trend that has been passing, and that the new algorithm actually does not favor them at all. And people should, stop trying to rely on them as much. But actually, what he was saying is that no, the era of selfies is not over. They are something that is still relevant. They are something that we can still use. But of course, there's some very crucial conditions that we should abide with. First of all, of course, it's not just your selfie that's out there. It's also the copy that accompanies the selfie. So you should think of the selfie as sort of like the first drawing point, the thing that you see, the thing that really stops your attention, and then you go onto the copy. But for the viewer to really focus on your post, to really spend some time reading it, then your copy should really be of value. You should present the people that are reading with something new, with something informative, with something that is truly relevant to them in one way or another. So from that point of view, you should really be careful about what you put together with your selfie, because it really, really matters. And why use a selfie instead of another image? So what we can say about selfies is that they really show who you are. So they're better at showing authenticity, at forging an emotional connection with the person behind the screen, because they see your face and you think, oh, there's someone out there just like me and they're posting and I want to hear what they have to say. But actually, we shouldn't focus purely on the copy and not pay attention to the selfie itself. Actually, this was discussed a little bit beforehand with Teddy, but she pointed out that your selfies do matter as well. As I mentioned, they're that first drawing point. So they're the thing that people see, they're the thing that makes people stop. So obviously, you want a well curated selfie. Even if you're not the most attractive person in the room, and I definitely relate to that feeling, you can definitely spend a bit of time and really make sure that you're getting the right angle, that your hair is in order, that your background is not a random quote bathroom or something. So yeah, to really sum up what I was saying, selfies are still relevant. The algorithm hasn't kicked them out, but you really need to pay attention to the way your selfie looks. It needs to make you look presentable. And second of all, while the selfie stops the person, the thing that comes second and the thing that really makes them spend time on your post is your copy. So you need to make sure that that copy is relevant as well. And this sort of wraps up my research on selfies on LinkedIn.
Looking forward to see your next selfie, Dari. I totally agree with what you said. It's actually in line with the idea of H to H, human to human communication on LinkedIn instead of the B2B direction, which is, as we know, what you can expect as content from LinkedIn. I always love to say that using a mix of formats, not relying on just one thing is great. Oh, by the way, I see a comment from Etienne Yanev. I was going to mention him in just a few seconds, because last time we had a comment from him which we missed answering. I was going to answer it right away, but he's asking, he has 3 questions. What do you think about hashtags? Okay, I couldn't read the next one, but I'm going to mention hashtags. Actually, I think not last time, maybe 2 months ago, we had a discussion about this with Emo Tonic, who is also watching us. Hi, Emo. And we were chatting about the announcement that there will be kind of removal of the hashtags on LinkedIn. As we see so far, there is no such thing. LinkedIn is also using hashtags in LinkedIn's team in their posts, and we can't recommend stop using hashtags. Our basic recommendation is always to use between 3 and 5 hashtags in your posts. The first one should be one that is strongly related to your company, and you should also use one or two related to the industry and the concrete topic which the post is about. Don't overuse them, but take that minute to write the hashtags, because for the moment we don't see that their power is less than before. The second question, maybe someone else can answer it. What's your take on the so-called cold approach with emailed prospects? That's a great one. Alex, do you want to share your point of view here? Thanks, Etienne, for your questions.
Thanks, man. Thanks for getting with us here. And of course, this is one of my most favorite topics. Since using the cold approach on LinkedIn is kind of 19th century. Because LinkedIn is all about relations and relationships with your prospects, with your leads, with your customers, of course, with your employees, with your partners, etc., etc. And what probably it could work, but it could work on a scale if you target hundreds of prospects each month or each week. Yeah, you can land some clients, some customers, but it's better and in fact faster, since we're talking mostly B2B on LinkedIn. So it's much faster if you've already created rapport with all these people. They have awareness about your company, about yourself, your personal brand is what works here, of course, your personal professional brand, since we're talking about LinkedIn. So the code approach combined with some, let's say, awareness efforts might work. The alternative, just spamming people, most of the time it happens not in the best way. Sometimes people use automation, as you know, which works usually on a pretty tight schedule. You send the connection, not you, the platform, the software people usually use. They send the connection, the person accepts it, and then on the next, let's say, 20 to 30 minutes comes the first message. Then in a day or two comes the second message. Okay, I know you don't have enough time, but can you see this link? Or do you want this presentation, or do you want to view our portfolio, which, as we all know, doesn't work in 2023, or sure, it definitely wouldn't work in 2024. So I'd love to learn what your approach and your take on this exact topic is. And in fact, I'm going to send you a link, an invitation, so you'll be able to join us if you want in a few minutes. So can we do this? Yep. In a nutshell, for me, it doesn't work unless you spam hundreds of people.
Cool. And we have a third question, and because our listeners and watchers are first, we're going to mention that question. It's how would you use links in publications?
Well,
Maybe I can add something here as a person who is really frequently trying to use them in the most efficient way. Maybe some of you know, maybe some don't, is that we don't post directly links that lead to a third platforms on LinkedIn, because that really makes our post not so much reachable to other people. But we include them in the text of the publication, and I suggest you use a shortened link that could be tracked, so you know how many people actually went to your web page and engaged with the page that you have led them. I suggest, if you really want to make people go to your web page instead of reading all the text that you have added below, you should include it in the first one or two sentences, so it can be visible. And if you don't like to include too much links, or you have posts that you want every one of them to have a link to the other platform or your website, you can just put it in the comment section from your page, of course, or you can make another person that works for the company just to include it in his own comment. And this is kind of win-win situation, because in this way you don't just use a space where to put your link, but you actually make your post more reachable and increase engagement. As you know, every action that you take on your posts, I mean, likes, comments, shares, or a repost, actually brings more attention to your post, and it can be visible to more people. So you can combine actually an efficient way to use a link and increase the engagement of your post, which is also very valuable to the whole communication you're having on LinkedIn. So these are two of the most efficient ways. So I suggest you try them and see what works best for you. And of course, don't forget to check out how many people actually went to this link, so to know if there's any purpose to include it in the next time of your future posts on your LinkedIn page.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
we always say, measure what you have done so far and analyze. Otherwise, it's useless to use whatever strategy you have chosen. We have a few questions from Emo. Hi, Emo. Thanks for your questions. Actually, they are towards our art director here, Nona. I'm going to read the question. It's considering color psychology. That's quite interesting. We have had internal training about it with Nona and our other great designer, Anna Stoeva. So the question is, what do you think of the more flamboyant colors such as purple, electric yellow, etc.? What do you think of their overall performance on different social media and posts? What's your opinion on should we use them and why?
For me, they're good. All colors are good. It depends on the character of the brand. So basically, if your brand is flamboyant and energetic and like huge, you can use these colors and they will fit your personality as a brand. But if you just use them for the sake of just using a particular color, it won't match the whole message that you want to send. And overall, I think it might perform well. And here is the moment that I will combine the first and the second question. The second question about the color psychology. Actually, any color that stands out and makes a contrast between the background um, and the color itself will be beneficial and will convert because it pops out. let's say if you have any bright, let's say warm color, yellow, orange, or red, they will pop out. If you have like darker background or darker image or any other graphic visual, or if your brand is, let's say, in blue colors or purple colors or green colors, uh, if you have that color that stands out and it is in contrast with the main color, it is a good combination, and it will boost your post and make it easier for the viewer to see what is highlighted and what is important in this whole post or document or whatever it is. And about the third question, do I have a favorite designer on LinkedIn? Yes, I do, and it is Chris Do. This is his name.
I think we missed the name, so can you repeat it, please?
It is Chris Do.
Okay,
Chris,
and yeah, and we of course will put a link to the profile, so Emu and of course the other viewers and listeners can follow your favorite designer. So thanks. Uh, Amazing experience, amazing performance, Nona. Thank you, and Dari as well.
Super. I would, although we answered a few questions from Metin, and he also left another comment commenting our answers, but I would speak a little bit about a question he left last time. It was about the best formats we should use. It's a topic we've covered, so sorry if you've listened to that in our previous episodes, but I'll be short. As you can imagine, there is no one single format, otherwise we would have used it only it. When you see the bookmark page, for example, you would see only this format, single images, let's say. That's not the case. It's always, I think I even mentioned it earlier today, that it's always a good idea to use a mix of formats, because all of them have some benefits and have some limitations. But if I have to distinguish one, that would be the video content. For several reasons. It's one of the most highly engaging content. Let's not lie to us. Nowadays, people read less, even on LinkedIn, although it's the place to make business, and people are still more prone to read longer texts. The overall trend for people to read, to concentrate more difficultly, and to read less, and just to spot the highlighted words is can be seen even on LinkedIn. So the video content comes here in a great way, because it's a type of content that is easily absorbed. But in order to use it in the most effective way, there are some things that you need to have in mind. One of them is, as Nona said, you should try to make all of your content in a way that takes the greatest part of the screen of the user. More than 78% of the LinkedIn users use mobile devices, so keep that in mind. In that respect, we suggest using square videos or other, of course, image formats in the square form. The other tip for videos is their length. As LinkedIn suggests, you should make videos short, between 1 and 3 minutes. 3 minutes is quite long, even, I would say. But if, of course, it depends on the topic and the the reason you have video content, but up to 3 minutes should be fine. Shorter videos, of course, 45 seconds up to 1 minute are great, and this way you would ensure that more people will watch your video. The other very important thing is that most users watch video content with muted devices. That's why if you want to keep their attention to the video, to your video, use subtitles. This way, people can watch it and keep their attention to it, no matter whether they are in a meeting or in public transport, etc. And they can just watch it without sound. Something else is, of course, like Dari said, always the copy, the accompanying text for the post is quite important. Make it short for a video, because the most important part of what you want to convey as a message is in the video. But don't miss the copy. Use call to action. You can use a link in the copy for further information, details, etc. But make it short. And the last thing I would mention about videos is their great benefits of using in ads formats. They are a perfect way to for the first part of the funnel, the upper part of the funnel, where you want to use it for brand awareness. So use a video format, of course, less than 3 minutes, as I suggested earlier. That's a recommendation for organic content. But for ads format, the video should be up to 1 minute, I would say. And it gives you the great opportunity to create an audience, a remarketing audience, based on the percent of the users watched your video. So that can make an audience that you can retarget with another content down the funnel. So that's, I would say, a few highlights about the video content. If you have further questions, I would be happy to answer in a personal message or in this episode. I would give the microphone now to Jana again, who is going to say a few words about the several key elements of the LinkedIn page. Using them, Jana, can you share what's that?
Hi again. Thank you, Didi, and for your introduction of the video format. Actually, that brings us to this topic, because when you mentioned the videos, it just pops in my head the many times that I have actually seen videos from TikTok or Instagram that are just posted on LinkedIn, or the worst scenario is when they are screen recorded, which personally for me is not a good impression, because the things you do on the other platforms doesn't necessarily bring you the same success. And some of the videos are actually included, are connected with the work atmosphere and the environment, the way employees are having fun, or just are working every day. And it's really important to show this on LinkedIn, but there are more efficient ways to do this. And I mean, besides the content that we already know how important it is, especially your strategy for your LinkedIn page, there are another elements that you should have in mind when you actually want to be presented as a good employer on LinkedIn, and they're connected with the way your LinkedIn page appears and how well it is structured and optimized. There are some sections that I think I really recommend you make the best out of them. Um, One of them is the the commitment section that can really help you attract the talent that you're looking for, because they demonstrate your values. And we know that I won't say just young people, because I think that it's the same for all people, maybe with not so much for others. For some of them it is something primary, for someone it may be not that important, but it still counts, because people want to have a purpose in their workplace and the work they do. So adding a commitment section will really help you attract young ambitional professionals who actually align with your company's values and will stick to them. I can say that we are that kind of workplace at BookMark. So just focus on some of the things that you already have as suggestions. I mean, career growth or work-life balance, or something that is the most important thing for your company. You can also include fill your workplace module, because the way of working and the different options people have, like flexible working hours or working hybrid, set, remote, really can make them consider your company as your next employer, and can be something that drives more people to your page and actually make them apply for your positions, or just consider your brand as a place where they would like to work at and to be part of their professional development. The other thing is, the career pages on LinkedIn, where you can there include a live tab and actually demonstrate with the text and with visuals the work environment and how you support your employees in everything you do. You can include your mission, vision, again, values, and actually this is a place that can make you present your company and how different it is, and why not demonstrate that it is one of a kind, and it is a place where it is really worth you to invest, uh, to work for, and to actually invest in developing this company and yourself as a professional. So these are the things that most people maybe don't think about, because many companies are focused only on their job posts and the things they present as other benefits for working. But I think that these tools in these sections of your LinkedIn page really matters, and I encourage, if you're involved, not only if you're employer branding specialist, but if you're kind of involved in um, this type of presenting your company as a great employer, just to focus on these things and to measure if they really had made an impact in attracting the right people your company is looking for. Um, so this is really a recap, because there are many things that we can say in this direction. So these are kind of my suggestions when it comes specifically for your LinkedIn page and your brand image on LinkedIn.
Super. Thanks, Emma, for your comment that you're going to experiment with implementing what we have just suggested in the past minutes. We are following you, so we'll see. If you have questions, we are here to answer them. And while you are thinking about your next question, I would ask Alex about his favorite topic, and probably the hottest topic on LinkedIn and everywhere. Now, in the past months, this is AI on LinkedIn. Alex, what are the questions that you receive in the past weeks and during your lectures in the university and on conferences?
Yeah, of course. I was on mute again. Yeah, I've been trying to share some of my slides for the keynote I had on Wednesday, dedicated to the way we could stand out in the age of AI. We could stand out on LinkedIn with our own content. Excuse me if I'm speaking a bit slow, but I really want to show you those slides, or at least some of them. Maybe it's working now, or not yet. Let's see. Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
see that. Okay, great. Maybe we can put Didi as well and hide Diana. So the topic here is, will we be able to stand out on LinkedIn? Since the platform, the company has already introduced some new AI driven features, and there's a reason behind that, because LinkedIn is owned by Microsoft, who is also the company that recently bought, or at least a year ago, bought OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT. So we've already seen some AI features being introduced currently for paid users, for premium, not freemium. Freemium, there is a certain thing, but for premium users. So really soon, maybe even some of the let's call them the basic version users will be able to create updates based on prompts. So there won't be even any necessity to go on ChatGPT or BART or some other thing that you're using to create, or you aren't still using, but you'll soon be to create text for your LinkedIn posts. There are people on LinkedIn who are already able to do that. Next thing, also for premium users, and most of the features, as I already said, are already available to some selected. We don't know how exactly those people were selected, but they have been. To use, what else? Rewriting the About Me, the About section of the personal profiles. And since there is something called ethics in using AI, if you visit such a profile, there would be a disclaimer that this about text has been enhanced with the help of AI features. What else? We can already create job advertisements, or at least their descriptions, based on the prompts that we've given to LinkedIn, and the generative AI feature replies with the text suggestion. Of course, this won't be LinkedIn if they haven't already introduced AI in their premium and paid software enhancements for Sales Navigator and Recruiter. Now, when you spot your victim, meaning your potential employee or a prospect, and you try to figure out what would work to create some rapport, to build some trust with them regarding the messages you send. That's where AI could help. And not least, of course, there is already a personal AI trainer for LinkedIn Learning. So LinkedIn Learning users can now create their own learning paths with suggestions for courses and videos they will be able to watch. Okay, I guess this is just the beginning, and it's definitely just the beginning. But how would we stand out? Especially if we will definitely see more and more of the same type of content. We will see more documents, as we already do. We already see too many people suggesting things that we should do on LinkedIn about our presence. We already see too many similar texts about personal development, brand building, etc., business development, management styles, etc. So our way to stand out, this is what I think. It would be to suggest quality, and this is what will beat the quantity. And our chance lies in knowing why things happen and what will happen next. So this is, of course, the way we enter the thought leadership field. And yes, people follow leaders because they trust them, and because these leaders have already made some suggestions about the future that have already come true. And one last thing is for the managers who are listening to us. Guys, just bet on your people. Train them how to use not only LinkedIn, but also various AI tools that will help them stand out on LinkedIn. Yeah. Some of them will be implemented on the platform, but still those people can go to, as I already mentioned, ChatGPT, BART, etc. They can even start using not only DALI on ChatGPT, but Midjourney. Why not? Hello again to Etienne. So those people will be able to double down on their own personal professional brands. They can use your help, but they will definitely be able to do much more things on their own. So all you need to do is just trust them.
Thanks, Alex. That was a great insight in your presentation.
In fact, I wasn't able to talk on the last two slides because it took me much more to get there. But yeah, this was a great opportunity. So thank you for that.
Okay, so we have one more question from Emo. He's asking about the collaborative articles and the analytic part, which he has recently noticed. He's asking, do you think that LinkedIn solely encourages the users to post articles within different newsletters? And more importantly, LinkedIn encourages people to write. Thanks, Emo, for the question. I would say that although you have noticed recently the analytics section, you have quite good use of collaborative articles. I see your badge for a top contributor. That's great. I think that LinkedIn is putting focus on this type of content because it's another way. First, it's a format that can be seen on LinkedIn, and it's another way to connect with other professionals based on their expert knowledge, which is, of course, also a chance for you as a professional to show your expertise and to stand out. Here, I would say that we see a lot of AI generated content as well. Not sure, but with time passing, we, at least I can more easily see and differentiate the comments that are written with ChatGPT. They sound like written from a computer, and we see a lot of repetitions. So here again, we have the opportunity, but also a challenge to stand out with our own thoughts, with examples from our experience, and with, as Alex said, the thing that can make you stand out is your vision for the future. What is this that is going to be the present state of the art tomorrow? So yeah, I would say that answering your question, I think I deviated a little bit, is yes, LinkedIn is encouraging us to create content and to do it in the most professional possible way, and to connect with others. Badges, yes. Okay, so if we don't have other questions, I would wrap up this meeting. It was great to hear so many voices, so many different perspectives on LinkedIn related questions. As I said, that's the last LinkedIn Y for this year, I think. Who knows? See you next year. Have amazing end of the year workarounds. Have great holidays. Don't overwork. Spend some time with loved ones. And see you next year. Alex, do you want to say something?
I have an addition
Please.
that we almost forgot. Well, guys, we're working on a LinkedIn Advent calendar, and we will launch it. Sorry, you'll be able to watch it every morning on your email inboxes. But we're launching it later today. So when you subscribe, you'll be able to receive new LinkedIn profile improvement suggestions each morning, of course, until December 24th. So this will be our gift for all of you for the holidays. So we'll be happy to have more of you join. And of course, we won't spam you after that.
Thanks, Alex, for that addition. So follow our channels and subscribe today. Thanks, and bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you next year.